So he vowed to destroy this particular Adam, because he said his main mission, and this is how you will know that this God is different than the God of antiquity. And if this God so-called has happened and says this in your Bible, then you got problems. Because his main mission in the Gnostic scripts is he says, I am a jealous God, because I'm jealous of the man on earth. And he made a covenant with Abraham. This is in the Gnostic text. Now you can bull jive with this all the hell you want to, but this is the text that created Christianity, that the Greeks took and the Romans got from the Greeks. This is the Gnostic text. So that was in the Garden of Eden. He said you can eat from all the trees but the tree of life. And this is the tree of life. And in the middle sphere is Daath, which is D-A-A-T-H, English term, or Hebrew is D-A-A-T, dot. And that's where you get the word dot, the original word dot from black dot, which is zero, which comes from the Atlantean word zivo, which also means melanin. From the zero, you get all the numbers. From the circle, the hole, the whirling cross. This is the tree of life. He said, don't eat from the tree of knowledge. You can eat all the fruit of the tree. You can eat all these things, but you can't eat from the tree. The one not dot is called knowledge, which you get the word Darth Vader, which means melanin. But they ate, and what happened? They saw, right? They saw. Now, who tempted them? Well, let's look. See, it's unfair to read the exoteric version and don't get the esoteric version. The esoteric version is the Kabbalah. One of the best ones is J.F.C. Fuller's Kabbalah, The Secret Wisdom of the Kabbalah by J.F.C. Fuller. It's one of the best ones to understand the Kabbalah. But look at this picture. Look at this picture. There's three forms. I want to show you this picture to let you know there's an exoteric version going on. And there's three forms of the snake in the what you call it. The first snake to travel up the tree is the angel Samuel, that you will see the snake here, traveling up the tree of life. Traveling up the tree of life, which is a rebel, which is your kundalini energy. Traveling up the tree of life. Okay? Now, there you go, the same caduceus staff, the staff in caduceus with the black dot. Don't eat from the black dot in Egypt. Same as this is the tree of life, and this is the tree of life, and the other one is the tree of life. All of them came out of Egypt at the temple of Komo-Ombo, which lets you know that the origin of Hebrewism is straight out of the mystery system, because Moses gave them the tree of life. So it said, don't eat from the tree of life. So when they ate, they saw. And this snake seduced Eve, just means it ran up the spiritual sinners. Now the key is, they was cast out, and he vowed to kill them all. But Sophia said, no, I'll hide the light in them, the crystal. And so she hid the light in them, and he could not see. This particular God is a jealous God, but they said one of his main attributes is he's arrogant. And you can find most of his main attributes in his child, which is the European that acts just like him. He's arrogant. He said, oh, those little punks down there, they will never be the kingdom. So, this is what happened. She hid it in him, and that's the light, this hidden sun that's in you is what is called a hidden God, Amen. And you have it inside of you, but he vowed to kill all of you. So, going back to what I was talking about, that they gave all of this technology since 1904 was to slow you down, because the kingdom is now here. The kingdom is down here, which is earth. This is the kingdom. If you got everything that's up in an hourglass and you turn it upside down, then what is up is now down. Now this is the key on what went down here. There's a renegade group of people called the Pleiadians. It's not the whole star cluster, but it's a little small group. And that little small group, it goes like this. Let's say you in a building and you got a takeover. You got another company getting ready to take over another company. And what happened was is this. You in the building, the people on the bottom, they don't care what happened. It's work as usual. But the personnel might not want the other one to take over, because that means that they done this. You know how you got your little job, you go to work and you do your thing, you get out. But if another company take over, you get a new boss, you might have to do some work. Well, that's the hostile environment of this inner renegade group. That's the Pleiades that Adalabra sets over. The kingdom is now here, and they don't want to get off the kingdom, and they've been prolonging it, and they gave the European all this technology since 1900s to be advanced enough to keep us down. But they're losing the light. They're losing the battle. Now, how are they losing the battle? The first thing they did is, these Pleiadians is taking, that's all you hear the white people talking about, Pleiadian this, Pleiadian that, Pleiadian this, Pleiadian that. So the first thing they did is they tried to infiltrate scholars like me, Delbert Blair, and all the black scholars, Valentine, and anybody that's speaking on a metaphysical thing. So they put out this propaganda last spring. The Pleiadians are operating from the central command station of the mothercraft, called the Ashtar Command. One of the forms is Commander Hatton. Now remember in the Bible they say that the God wanted the angels to bow down to man, but the angels refused to bow down. You understand what I'm saying? That's one of the same stories. That's one of the same stories. But the key is, he made a pact, and what happened was, is this Adalabra came down and he tore up all the mystery schools, and he put in religiosity. And so you've been worshiping him instead of raising yourself up, because the Christ is within you. So that's why they own all the TV shows, and everything on the spiritual, on the TV shows is all Christianity. Seems to me now, if this was a land of opportunity, they would have a consortium of doggone Hebrew shows, Islamic shows, but all you see is Christian stations. At least 400 of them nationwide. Networks. That's because it's all infiltrated now. Now, the Pleiadians are operating from the central command mothercraft called Ashtar Command. It says one of the commanders is Commander Hatton. Hatton has been communicating for several channels for some time. However, a group of negative Syrians are impersonating Hatton. Now let's see who this group of negative Syrians are then. Which has caused much confusion. Now they latching back at us. Listen, look into this. Because they know that the Syrians are black. Now listen. However, this impersonator of Hatton is spreading a message of doom, fear and doom through written materials and all types of media. Look, these particular ones. This type of negative extraterrestrial activities, their primary purpose is to underline your faith in your government. Well, my goodness. And hasten to decline that they believe in the invincible. This impostor has dictated a large body of information and describes conspiracy, economic decline, and destruction of your planet. We are the positive self-serving to other extraterrestrials, and we do not believe in this view of conspiracy and doom. Well, I want to know what kind of extraterrestrials are you? You think you want to keep a taskmaster beating us down? But they have to put this in there because they knew they was getting away from the people. Although you're becoming close to destroying them, destroying yourselves. You see what I'm saying? Now they put out that particular information recently, and they put it out in a book called The Extraterrestrial Visions, or The Extraterrestrial Vision. But now listen to this article. Look at this. This is what the Sidonia magazine put out September 5th, 1995, but actually the Sidonia magazine came out in October. We'll get copies of the people that whoever needs this thing if you can't find the magazine. We'll be happy to make this available. But listen what the white people are saying in a meeting to white people. This guy's name Zoosh, Robert Shapiro, his name is Zoosh. Listen to what he says to white people. Now this is not an old black nigga talking to you. This is what white people are saying to other white people. Dark races have held the feminine principle but are now going home. The feminine principle is talking about spirit, period. That's what when they say feminine principle, is a code word for spirit, period. As if to say, if you don't have the spirit, feminine principle, you don't have no spirit. That's the code word. Take it or let it alone. It said, I would say, generally speaking, that the southern hemisphere is 1/3 likely to have extreme experiences. But I must exclude Africa. In Africa, India, Pakistan, and the populations have been exploring for many years. These people are actually planning to return to their home planets. I'll explain that in a few minutes. Same planet, other dimension. You ain't going nowhere. This is the kingdom. You know. Listen. Those people are actually returning to their home planets. I've said for many years, if there are not enough dark-skinned people on the earth, it is not likely that the earth's human population will be viable. He tells the white people, I know this is hard for you to imagine that. How is this possible? But the people of dark skin, regardless to how they express themselves. So he said, I know this is hard for you all. He said, I know this is hard for you to imagine because you white people and you arrogant. How this is possible? He said, but people of dark skin, regardless to how they express themselves, because you thinking we idiots, serve as a link to the Sirius star system, which have the feminine principle and radiates to support humanity. If the population of dark-skinned people falls below 7% of the world's total, I don't think that you'll be able to go on. But it is more likely that your population and reproduction will go into decline. You see, now these are white people talking.